There is a particular sting that comes when she acts unbothered, not angry, not emotional, not reactive, just calm, distant, untouched. It unsettles us because it feels like erasure, as though our presence, our effort, our intensity meant less than we believed. In that quiet indifference, our ego begins to tremble. But this is where most men fracture. They chase harder, they perform louder, they attempt to provoke a reaction just to prove they still matter. And in doing so, they surrender the one thing that cannot be taken from them: command over their own inner world. The truth is simple, though not easy. Her composure is not the battlefield. Our mind is. If we cannot govern ourselves when ignored, we are not strong, we are dependent. And dependency is the enemy of freedom. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Her behavior is an outside event. Our reaction is the only territory that belongs to us. So we begin there. 1. Separate reality from interpretation. When she acts unbothered, our imagination rushes in like a storm. She doesn't care. She's losing interest. She's seeing someone else. We construct entire narratives from a single expression. Epictetus warned us, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The reaction begins with interpretation. We must learn to pause before assigning meaning. A composed exterior does not equal contempt. Silence does not equal rejection. Often what disturbs us most is not her behavior, but the story we attach to it. And stories are optional. In the morning, before the world reaches for us, we remind ourselves, facts are neutral. Interpretation is chosen. She was quiet. That is the fact. Everything else is invention. When we discipline our mind to separate the two, emotional storms lose their fuel. This practice is not emotional suppression. It is intellectual honesty. We refuse to let assumption masquerade as truth. We become guardians of perception. And in that discipline, the first chain breaks. 2. Refuse the urge to perform. When indifference appears, insecurity whispers, "Prove yourself. Impress her. Make her react. Post something. Say something. Do something dramatic." This urge is ancient. It is the ego seeking validation. But Seneca cautioned, "He who depends on himself will attain the greatest happiness." The moment we perform for a reaction, we declare that our value depends on another's response. That is a dangerous exchange. We must learn to sit still, to let the discomfort pass without theatrics. There is power in not scrambling to reclaim attention. There is dignity in not auditioning for approval. When she seems unmoved, we move inward instead. We return to our work, our body, our discipline, our purpose. The energy that would have been spent chasing becomes fuel for self-construction. We do not prove our worth. We build it. 3. Strengthen emotional endurance. Emotional pain is not fatal. It is instructive. When we feel that tightening in the chest, that restless urge to check our phone again, that irritation rising like heat, this is training. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." We underestimate our own resilience. Instead of escaping discomfort, we endure it consciously. We breathe through it. We observe it without becoming it. Like a storm passing across the sky, emotion moves, but the sky remains. Each time we withstand the urge to react impulsively, our threshold expands. Emotional endurance is built the same way physical strength is built. Repetition under resistance. And slowly, what once unsettled us begins to feel small. 4. Reclaim. Focus on what is within control. When attention is withdrawn, it is tempting to obsess. What is she thinking? What changed? What can we fix? Yet Epictetus divided the world cleanly. What is within our control and what is not? Her feelings are not within our control. Her attention is not within our control. Our discipline, however, that remains ours. So we redirect. If we wake early, we train. If we have work undone, we complete it. If our mind wanders toward speculation, we gently return it to action. Control is reclaimed not in theory but in practice. Modern thinkers echo this ancient truth. William Irvine describes the Stoic fork, the deliberate choice to place energy only where influence exists. This fork is our compass, and when we follow it, clarity replaces chaos. 5. Detach from the need for immediate validation. Much of our suffering comes from craving reassurance. We want visible proof that we matter, a message, a compliment, a reaction. When that proof is absent, insecurity grows. But validation is unstable currency. It fluctuates. It depends on mood, circumstance, and external forces. If we tie our worth to it, we will always be volatile. Seneca wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." We extend this further. True strength is to enjoy ourselves without anxious dependence upon approval. When she appears unbothered, we practice being unbothered by her unbothered state. Not through arrogance, through sufficiency. We are whole before anyone confirms it. The need dissolves, and with it, desperation. 6. Transform indifference into opportunity for growth. Every perceived slight can either shrink us or sharpen us. If we allow indifference to wound our pride, we regress. If we allow it to expose our emotional attachments, we evolve. We ask ourselves honestly, why did this disturb us? What fear surfaced? Fear of abandonment? Fear of inadequacy? These fears are teachers. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Her indifference is not the obstacle. It is the mirror. We use it to refine ourselves, to identify weaknesses in our emotional armor, to build thicker skin and clearer thought. And what once felt like rejection becomes refinement. When she acts unbothered, we do not panic. We do not perform. We do not plead with reality to rearrange itself. We stand still within ourselves. This path is not about indifference toward others. It is about mastery over self. It is about refusing to let external shifts dictate internal collapse. It is about becoming the kind of man whose emotional state is not hostage to attention. We rise each morning knowing that composure is strength, that interpretation shapes experience, that validation is optional, that endurance builds character. And when the world tests us with silence, distance, or calm detachment, we respond with something far greater: control.